Welcome to the Standing Out in Ohio podcast, where we discuss topics, upcoming events, news, and predictions with real estate professionals and entrepreneurs. Listen and learn what makes their companies and themselves stand out and gain advantages over the competition and gain market share. Subscribe for the latest news and discussion on what it takes to stand out from the crowd. Now, here's your host, Jim.
So this is our third. No, it's the third.
This is the third one.
This is the third one on the home buying process.
So at this point, you decide you want to buy a house. You got your pre-approval because you found a good mortgage guy who got a great program that kind of matched your needs. You found an agent because you did your research. You got recommendations, referrals. You checked Google reviews.
You got an awesome agent. You absolutely love them.
Yep. You found a house, you put an offer in, it got accepted. Now it is the time for the inspections. So, Laura, how would you explain a home inspection to somebody? Because most people, I think everybody kind of has an idea what they are, but they either haven't been on one or they haven't seen an inspection report for years.
So, I liken a home inspector to a general practitioner. You go into your general practitioner for basic health checks. If there's something more serious going on, they refer you to a specialist. That's the same with the home inspection company. We are generalists. We can go in, we can tell you a little bit about all the different systems, but we are not structural engineers. So it's a kind of a brief snapshot of like a 3-hour period of things that we can see without moving things, without, moving insulation or couches or putting holes into walls. It's just a non-invasive visual inspection of a snapshot of 3 hours.
Yeah, we'll move some stuff. Well, like grandma has Hummel figurines in a cabinet.
No,
we're not moving the cabinet. But
no.
What at the 2.5, 3 hours that inspection company is there, you will learn as much things that would take you a couple of years to figure out about the house.
Right.
So inspections typically, at least for our company, starting outside, we're doing the exterior, foundation, gutters, downspouts, siding, we'll get all that stuff. Check out the kitchen appliances, and then we'll go down. Usually, if it has a basement, we'll check out the electrical panel, the heating, cooling system, water heater, foundation again. Like Laura said, we're not structural engineers, but we have standards to say, all right, this foundation crack, this is normal. This other crack this is not normal, and you really need to get somebody in here to fix that. And then after that, then we're doing the interior, outlets, doors, windows, get into the attic space. We also try and get on top of the
roof.
On the roof if it's safe. And typically we can get on a lot of those.
Some of the older houses with the steeper roofs, it's a little bit harder to get on.
If it's a crazy steep roof, of course not. You can't climb that. It's not safe. But we have methods. Methods of seeing the roofs and all this. And then the fireplaces also get checked out as well, wood stoves. So the inspections, it used to be a home inspectors only did just the home inspection, the basic.
Right.
But there's so many things more that home inspectors do, because sometimes you have more concerns. You need more than just the structure and the functionality of the mechanicals. What are some of those extra inspections that home inspectors typically are doing?
Radon testing, termite inspections, or WDI. Those are actually required if it's a VA loan, by the way.
The WDI.
The WDI is. Water testing for wells. We also can do sewer scopes, which is really important for an older house or if a house is vacant.
Yes.
That's really good to get done so that you know what's going on.
Mold testing?
Mold testing. We can also do air quality in terms of what's called a volatile organic compound test, where it tests for different types of chemicals in the air in the house.
Because there's some people that are like really sensitive or allergies, and they need to know. It's important for them to know if there's any odd or unusual chemicals in the air.
We've had several people that have had things like lupus and other diseases like that, where they were really sensitive to things and they needed to know exactly what was going on in that house.
Yep.
So
let's go back to the sewer camera.
Yes.
why? At what point in time should you have that checked out? Because all houses have a sewer line of some point, unless you have an outhouse.
If it's older than 20 years old, or if it's been vacant. Because if it's vacant, you have no clue how well that's going to function when you all of a sudden move a family into it. So you want to make sure that there's no blockage in the lines, that there's nothing cracked, that it's all in good shape, because that could be a very, very expensive fix if there is an issue.
I would say 20 years or older, you definitely need to get it looked at, at least considered. If it has cast iron,
definitely.
You definitely need to get it looked at.
Yes.
Because cast iron
deteriorates.
It rusts. We have done a lot of scopes where we find a lot of root growth in there.
Or
odd objects inside there.
The pipe is completely collapsed because it's rusted away.
Yes.
And so there's sections of pipe just missing.
So what happened with that is typically those houses they're vacant.
Right.
Otherwise, there'd been a known issue. But
right.
People move in, and then after a week or so, the plumbing line starts backing up, and now the house is really not livable, at least sewer line wise,
right? Until
you get that fixed. So sewer scopes are definitely very, very important.
Very important.
Can save you thousands of dollars of repairs.
Yes.
And then also, if we do a sewer scope, there's a warranty, 1 year warranty on that sewer line. If we do a sewer scope and say we scope it, it's good. 1 year warranty.
Something happens, yeah.
If we do a scope and there's an issue, well,
you know the issue and can get it fixed.
You can get it fixed. And this is one of the things when your agent writes the offer is contingent upon a home inspection.
Right.
You got to make certain that's in there, because say if we do a home inspection and it wasn't say sewer line, there's root growth all the way. One part of the line there's root growth. Now you have the right to request that the seller perhaps take care of that. It doesn't mean they will. They may decide not to, but
you can also at that point decide whether you want to stay in that contract or whether you want to walk. That gives you a few more options than just, okay, now I know about this and I'm stuck with fixing it. So that gives you a little more options. So make sure that clause is always in your contract.
Yes. Yeah, and some problems, well, and here's another thing. Home inspection, we always find little maintenance issues. It's not appropriate for the buyer to ask that the seller to fix every little thing. All right, so there's a little caulking missing in the bathtub area. That's a little maintenance issue. Take care of that yourself. That's not a big deal.
You will need to do that ongoing for years as you're living anywhere, because you need to replace caulk. We actually need to do that in our kitchen. So
yes,
it happens all the time.
It happens.
Actually, what I tell people is take the big things from the inspection report that you can't live with, whether it's electrical or whatever, and you want those fixed. The rest of that stuff becomes your honey-do list. That's your maintenance list. And as you live there, you slowly work on cleaning things up, on whittling that list down so that if you decide to sell it, it's in better shape than when you bought it.
Yeah, and there's never a perfect house. Never. So we've inspected brand new houses, and there's issues. There are different issues. Which is nothing. Inspections on brand new builds is becoming a popular thing to do, and there's a couple times that should be done. Pre-drywall, okay, because once they get the drywall up there, you can't see what's going on with the pipes, the wires, the framing. You can't see it. So pre-drywall. Final walkthrough when they're done building the house, just before you sign the contract and own it. And then the other one, the main one, is 11 months in. Because the builders give you 1 year warranty on their workmanship. What we do, we come in around month 11, do a home inspection, and then our report is what you give to the builder for them to fix and improve your house. And
that's a key one.
That's key. We've done almost entire neighborhoods with those. And some of the stuff we find it's amazing what we'll find in new builds sometimes. Right. And it doesn't mean the builder's bad. Their subcontractor that was doing the job that day maybe had an off day, little thing. But there's always things. There's
right.
Things.
And then, people make mistakes.
Yeah.
It's
and then after a year, the first year, house settles quite a bit. There's a lot of movement in the house the first year because the wood dries out further. The ground outside settles, so you can get some negative grading. There's a lot of little things that go on.
Right. And that list will give you an ongoing maintenance list so that you know how to keep your house in good shape.
Keep it good. So, all right. I think that's it for now. So, Our next video will be about some of the things that goes on in the background during this time period.
And finishing it up.
Yep. So thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye.
Habitation Investigation is the way to go for a home inspection in Ohio. Trusted licensed home inspectors for your needs, from radon to mold to warranties. For a great home inspection, you really can't go wrong. Visit homeinspectionsinohio.com.
You've been listening to the Standing Out in Ohio podcast. Be sure to subscribe on Spotify or Google Podcasts to get new, fresh episodes. For more, please follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, or visit the website of the best Ohio home inspection company at homeinspectionsinohio.com or jimtroth.com. That's JIMTROTH, and click on podcast. Until next time, learn and go do stuff.